Look at that. Lots of waste. 6 months worth of waste. And now we're going to clean it up.
Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to another episode of Fishtopia Vlog. For this episode, we're going to talk about how to clean filter media and also retain the beneficial bacteria in them. So before anything else, let's have first a recap on the previous video that we had about the nitrogen cycle. As you can remember, there is what we call the beneficial bacteria, right? That converts ammonia to nitrates to nitrites. These nitrogen compounds can be toxic and deadly to your fish if there is no beneficial bacteria that helps it to reduce into a much less toxic compound, which is the nitrates. Right? So the one responsible for allowing the beneficial bacteria to thrive is actually the filter media that we have.
Now there are actually different types of filter medias, and to set an example, these are the types of filter media that I use in my filtration system. Now first we have here what we call the volcanic rock or the lava rock, right? So it's a reddish, and there's also black ones like this, and we have here a ceramic ring, right? So you can also notice this in some pet store. And lastly, we have here this is a oyster shell, right? So among these three, there is actually common characteristics of filter medias. As you can see here, this filter media has rough surfaces, right? And it has even tiny holes in them. Now this characteristics actually promotes growth of and promotes population of our beneficial bacteria. Okay, now this here, actually I've just removed this from one of my filtration, and this filter media right here are actually packed with beneficial bacteria.
So what I will show you now is how I clean my filter media and still retain the bacteria in them. Because if we just clean this filter media, the thing is the bacteria in them might get washed out or even get killed, and that's not really healthy for your aquarium.
So the filter media that I'm going to clean is this filter right here. Now, just a brief explanation of this filter. We have here the pump, right? The water pump. This is the inlet of the water, and it pumps water inside this filter chamber right here, and it goes down, way down inside this chamber, and the water goes through layers and layers of filter media. So what we are going to do is to clean this up and to make sure that, but still make sure the bacteria are okay. So what you need first to do is to turn off your water pump. So okay. So by the way guys, I've actually installed a control valve right here, an open valve right here, to make sure that I can easily drain the water inside this container, right? So if I open it up, it just drain out the water coming inside, but we don't need to we don't have to do that yet because it's part of the cleaning process. So to make sure that the bacteria inside this filter media are safe and doesn't really get affected that much, we need to remove it by batch. So as you can observe, I don't know if you can see that, it's the filter medias here are packed inside a mesh or net, you know. so that I can easily remove them later or when I clean them. Now, you need to first prepare also at least 2 containers. Now, these containers will serve as the container for your filter media. So now we'll start removing the filter media right here. So by the way guys, this is a 6 months worth of waste right here. So let's see what we've got, and you can see there are already a lot of gunks and debris, waste. These are waste, right? So as you can see here, this is the inside. This is the inside of our filter media right here. So what you need to do next is, of course, to clean this up, we need to remove it first from the container right here. Okay, so one by one, let's remove them. Right. So the good thing about repacking them in a mesh bag or in a net is that we can easily remove them without doing any effort. So by the way, there's also another filter media right here. Now this is what they call a Japanese mat. Now this is very popular and very common in the fish keeping hobby, right? So the Japanese mat is a much wider and much bigger type of filter media in which bacteria can still live in them, right there. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Another mesh bag full of filter media. Okay, there. Let's remove again once more right here. It's a lot of waste. And also, okay, so now we no longer have filter media inside our chamber, right? So what we need to do now is to clean this up. Okay, this is very important to make sure that we can still retain the bacteria inside this filter media. We have to clean this up, or use water, the same water in the aquarium, right? Because if we don't do that, the bacteria in them might get washed. Number one, it gets there's a big chance that it won't, it will die off because of bacteria can be sensitive to water parameters. And if we use, for example, tap water, what happens is that they might get shocked and die off, and that's a bad thing for your filtration. So let's now proceed with the cleaning process of our filter media. So in order for us to use the water, so this is the purpose of this control valve right here, to make sure that I still use the water coming from the aquarium, and also clean the gunks inside this filter media. So to clean the gunks, actually you don't need much water, just remove the excess gunk in them. Okay, that's how you retain the bacteria in them. Okay, and here. So by the way, the water from this container will run out soon. So what I do during that time is to turn on the filter or the water pump to make sure that the water is continuous. So the water coming in will not get depleted. So let's turn on the water pump right now. So now it's turned on, so the water won't get depleted, right? So we can continue cleaning our filter media. So just like this, you don't really need much pressure when cleaning your filter media. You just need to make sure that the excess gunk coming from your filter media will be removed. But in this process, the bacteria inside your filter media can still be retained, right? Okay, still have a few more. Now we're done cleaning our filter media, right? So what we need to thoroughly clean is actually the container. Okay, this part of the filtration I do clean really thoroughly, to make sure that all the excess gunk coming from the, of course, coming from this container will be removed, right? So let's drain out the water first to make sure that all waste will be removed. So look at that gunk right here, that those are excess waste, and that's what we need to really thoroughly clean. Okay, so now let's remove the parts inside the our filter chamber, our filter container. So these are actually the parts in them, and we're also going to clean this up, and also the inside right there, a lot of waste. Alright, that's a lot of waste. Okay, now we're going to use a water hose to remove, and of course water right here, to remove the waste inside. So we're going to use this scrub right here to scrub inside our filter chamber. So as you can see here, the container has been thoroughly cleaned. So you can proceed now with cleaning also the other parts of the filter system. Okay, now we've cleaned the other parts of the filtration. Now we're going to put it back in. Okay, that's how simple it is actually. Okay. Right here. So first we need to put this one inside, and then attach this right here. Okay, I think we're almost done. So what we need to do now is to return the filter media inside our container, right? So right here, okay. So one by one, let's return the filter media right here. Okay, so we can just do that. Okay. For the Japanese mat. Okay. Make sure to fit that in so that the water will definitely go through those filter media. It can filter effectively. So remember that there are live bacteria in this filter media, so there's no problem restarting or cleaning this up. Okay, so I think that's it. So now we've returned the filter media inside the container and also assembled our the input of the water inside the filter. We can now turn on our water pump right here. Okay. So now it's starting to fill up with water. So I think the filter is working properly now. As you can see here, there's an output of water so coming out from our filter. So as you can see there, right? So I think we're done.
So I think that's it for this video, and I hope you learned something from it. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, you can subscribe in our channel by clicking the subscribe button below and also turning on that notification bell for an update on our latest video. So that's it, and happy fish keeping.